Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, for long Allah, Adonai Yahweh, Bashem, Shamalak Yahweh, Bashem Kakadash, double honor to the apostle and elders, green millstone, peace, citation, hopeful, elect, Shalom. And Logan, and I come up with the title of this video. It says right here in this article from the blockclubchicago.org, it says Good Samaritan killed in Logan Square shooting will be honored at neighborhood block party. So it says Mikey Bankston, 26, was fatally shot in September while trying to help a woman being attacked on Milwaukee Avenue. And quote, I don't think it's something we'll ever feel fully healed from, his uncle said. And it says Michael Bankston III, 26, was fatally shot last September while attempting to stop a domestic dispute in Logan Square. Logan Square, Michael, in quote, Mikey Bankston III had an unyielding passion for life and was the kind of person who always found a reason to celebrate even when things got difficult, his family said. While at Trinity College in Connecticut, Bankston dedicated himself to his philosophy studies and organizing a hip-hop festival. After graduating, he moved back to his hometown of Chicago to take time to figure out his next step and prioritize his mental health and family over his career goals, said his mother, Molly Cruz. It was during that time the 26-year-old was killed in Logan Square. Bankston intervened as a man attacked his girlfriend the morning of September 17, 2021. When the man involved shot Bankston, police and prosecutors said Jesus Garcia, 22, was charged with first-degree murder. And it says Bankston family and friends, as well as local leaders, are paying tribute to him, a, in quote, kind-hearted, pure soul, as his uncle described him, with a block party and an honorary street sign this weekend. The block party is 8 to 10 in the morning, Saturday on Brightwood Avenue from Spalding to Sawyer Avenues, the block where Bankston lived. A program will follow at noon. That stretch of Brightwood Avenue will soon be called, in quote, Michael H. Bankston III Avenue under a city-approved ordinance introduced by ALD Carlos Ramirez Rosa, 35th. In quote, his life matters. This is not just some random guy. No, this is a well-loved person that has so much potential that the world is missing out on, end quote, Cruz said. And says the early morning shooting occurred in the 2600 block of North Milwaukee Avenue, authorities said. Bankston was grabbing McDonald's after a night out with friends when he saw Garcia arguing, following and grabbing a woman he was dating. Prosecutors said the woman kept trying to walk away, which prompted Garcia to pick her up and carry her toward the apartment they shared, they said. When Bankston saw Garcia grab the woman by her shoulders and neck, he got out of his car and ran over to the woman to ask if she was okay. Prosecutors said Garcia and Bankston argued, then Garcia pulled out a gun and shot Bankston, prosecutors said. Garcia fired more shots at Bankston as he ran away, hitting him multiple times. Prosecutors said Bankston was unarmed and didn't threaten Garcia. Prosecutors said Garcia was identified as the shooter by the several witnesses, and surveillance video showed his face and some of his tattoos. Prosecutors said Garcia also confessed to the murder, telling police he shot Bankston 1 or 2 times, quote, because he was afraid Bankston would do something to him. Garcia's case is pending and he's next due in court August 30, said Tandra Samaritan, a Cook County State's Attorney's Office spokeswoman. Bankston grew up in Chicago with his close-knit family, moving from Belmont, Cragen, and Logan Square to the Dunning area. He had a total of 6 siblings on step. Bankston attended Canty Elementary School and Runner College Prep before heading off to Trinity College on a scholarship through the Posse program, Cruz said. A dreamer with a creative streak, Banks studied philosophy at Trinity and was active in art groups on campus, including the Samba Ensemble and Trinity Temple of Hip Hop Festival. But he aspired to work in medicine, family said. Watching his grandmother suffer from Parkinson's disease, he wanted to find a cure for the illness, Cruz said. And it says Cruz said her son had a deep love and respect for their family that he showed in little ways, like walking his sister to school, bragging about her cool backpack on Snapchat, and putting on a Valentine's Day stuffed bear. Cruz brought bought him on display in his apartment when she came over. And quote, he was in constant communication with me. We spoke daily, Cruz said. If I text him, he'd text me back right away. He always responded. He didn't come off as a kid that's like, I'm grown, I don't live in your house. He was like, yeah, mom. Thanks since Uncle Ernesto Rodriguez said the young man's strong familial relationships defined him in life and in death. And quote, him seeing a woman being mistreated made him triggered because he respected and valued his mom so much. It just speaks to his character and how he treated women, Rodriguez said. Banks was also a writer and aspiring clothing designer and a graffiti artist who wrote graffiti under moniker Pupil Performance and worked with the local group Any Squared. Cruz said the last time she saw her son, he was proudly showing off a magazine he was featured in as a local graffiti artist. Alright, I don't want to really read too much, but with that, I'll just bring out some scriptures and Lord willing, you hopeful like we'll be edified. First scripture I really wanted to bring out is Proverbs 26 verse 17. It says, he that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. Right, and what will happen when you take a dog by the ears? He's gonna bite you. You know? So you shouldn't really be involving yourself in matters that don't belong to you. You know, it's best to just mind your business and do what you have to do for yourself. You know, first of all, you don't even know who the woman is from Adam. You don't know what she done, to deserve something like that. And like Job 4:7 says, no one perishes being innocent. So pretty much whatever happened to her or whatever was going to happen to her, that was pretty much her judgment. Scriptures say a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So, another thing too, you don't know the situation, of why, I guess, why the man was treating her a certain type of way. And even if he was in the wrong, it's still not your business. He could have, if he had avoided the situation, you and minded your own business, it could have really saved your life. And that's why personally, I don't try to involve myself in anything. Like, being a good Samaritan ain't worth it, because especially with how wicked these people are in this world, like, you don't know if they have a knife on them or a gun on them, and they could pretty much put you in danger and take away your life, even if you didn't lay hands on that person, even if you're just intervening by trying to talk them out of the situation. It's just best to just go somewhere else and mind your business and keep it pushing, because it seemed like he just asked the woman if she was all right, and he got shot just for saying that. And then you have it to where some guys would be confrontational, coming out of nowhere, trying to jump in the middle of the altercation that's verbal, that's not even getting physical. You have stupid ass men that would jump in between and try to claim that they'll beat you up if you put your hands on her. You have men that jump in like Captain Save-A-Hole Sims. And the Most High is putting judgment on those men for doing such things. There was another incident where some man was doing that on the train station, and his sister was talking about it on the news, and that man claimed that he was in the hospital, claiming that he was going to do it again, claiming that he don't care if, because he claimed that could be his aunt, that could be his mom or something, and that's not smart. So pretty much what happened to him is that he ended up being hospitalized, and in brutal condition he was healing, and he claimed he will do it again. So, and that right there is going against the scriptures. You basically being a super Captain Save a whole simp, running to jump to save a woman not from her judgment. In other words, a damsel in distress or whatever. You trying to be a superhero, trying to save these women. She's not going to respect you. She's going to expect you to do something like that. She's not going to fall in love with you. She's not going to give you her number and spend more time with you. These women are on a pedestal and they expect shit like that to happen. They expect a man to go out their way to serve them like that. And very soon in Jacob's Trouble, a lot of these women are going to be dying grievous deaths, and a lot of men are going to basically go as far as, taking matters in their own hands and pretty much, doing horrific things to these women. And it's going to be a time where you're going to have these simps, they're not going to be able to save these women from their judgment. Yeah, what that man did, if he understood this truth, if he had that wisdom, he would have never done that. He would have known better. Because it's not like you know her. It's not like she's your sister or your mother or so, or a relative that you care about. This is a woman that you completely don't know anything about. So, but at the end of the day, it's like it was judgment on that happened to him anyway. So the Most High ordained it anyway. So whether he was injured from it or whether he got put to death, which in this case he did get put to death, it was his judgment. And here it says in Proverbs 28, it says verse 4, it says, well, yeah, I'll start off with it, whatever. It says, they that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. Right? And in that sense, I feel like, honestly, when you go out your way to basically be a, Captain Save a whole simp, you're not minding your business, because scriptures tell you on how to deal with other people's situations is simply by moving out the way and going somewhere else. Don't meddle with that affairs. It's not your business, so mind your own business. And in a sense, what he was doing was he was defending most likely a wicked ass woman. Scriptures say all wickedness is little to the wickedness of a woman. And when you put that in your and you keep that in mind, and you also keep in mind about Ecclesiastes chapter 7, about how, one man among 1,000 is righteous compared to, out of 1,000 women that you can't find one righteous woman. So most of the women that you see nowadays are just wicked as hell. And that's why it's best to be single, and for the most part. And it says in verse 5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Right. And pretty much, he didn't understand why that woman got judged a certain type of way like that, why she was going through what she went through. And ultimately, he didn't understand why he got put to death. while he was getting shot at. You see? But that's the thing. You know, that's how judgment works. That's why when you don't follow the scriptures and you don't follow this truth, you know, eventually, if you're not made to get it, you're just going to be put to death. I mean, just simple as that. And whatever he did in his past life obviously played out into him getting put to death, or whatever he did previously, you know, before this incident, you know, because even though his family said he's a good person and, you know, shit like that, you don't know what he did. That pretty much the Most High was, you know, fed up with him, you know. Another good scripture that corresponds with, you know, with the first scripture that I brought out is, it says, Ecclesiastes, or Book of Sirach 11, verse 9, strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. Right. Don't try to go out your way trying to seeking to try to stop a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you. And it says, my son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. See? I mean, he wasn't able to escape that judgment. And when you see judgment going on, you don't just jump in and try to, you know, stop the situation. I mean, now let's just say like you're a security guard and you're working, you know, you're doing your job to kind of be on guard for the company, trying to keep everything on lock, you know, making sure everything is secure. That's a different story, right? Or if you're a police officer. But now let's just say you're off duty, you're not working, and you see something going on. I mean, the least you can do is maybe call the cops or so, you know, or call security. But just don't go out your way and try to stop the situation thinking that you're some superhero. That's how you get judged right there. But hope I made the lesson edifying. With that, let's go all glory, praise, and honor to Adonai Yahweh, Bashim Shabbalak, Yasharahla, Bashim Kakadash, Tabanas Apostle, Elsgate, Millstone, Peace, I teach it for let. Yahweh Shem Shabbat Bakashah, Shalak Wayam, Aroim, Walk away, Yam, Wa, Ababa, Shalom.